guys? Welcome back to Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc. This is episode 14 and a half because I got unnecessarily cut off. Sorry about that. There's no evidence of a strong blow to the victim's, or there is evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted, but it seems that at some point, Victor suffered from violent vomiting of blood. She's been poisoned.
Hey.
I think this case this time might be a challenge. Why is that?
So...
The way into the rec room is the door we just came through, and that door had been jammed shut with a chair from its head, which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after barring the door. So the door was blocked from the inside. There's no way in or out till we broke the window. There's like zero escape, right? In other words, this is a classic locked room murder. Locked room murder? Guess you might see this kind of thing a lot in mystery murder. But could it really happen in real life and right before very eyes like this? Curious to hear more? Sure, if you
That's fine.
Break down this kind. There are 4 basic types. When the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed, this simply means that the killer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. So for that, all we'd have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right? Second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed.
In other words,
basically the killer uses a special contraption control from outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow through a gap in the door, something like that. In this case, this doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the skull, and the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it. Yeah, I think we could probably cross that one off the list. Third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by that? They stay in. When the door is open, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. That sounds like it could have been possible, maybe. The fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a locked room. By that I mean there actually is an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. See this a lot in novels and things, but reality it's generally not possible. Then you think we can cross that one off too? I believe so, yes. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. So there are 4 possibilities. Then Kyoko, which of these 4 choices seems most likely in this case?
It's true.
That's a good question. Hence, that should be our primary focus during this trial. But right now, I can't really say. I see. The way the killer set up the locked room. Until I figure out the truth, it's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can for Sakura, if nothing else. Okay, so we gotta look at the chair. The chair was shoved up against the doorknob. There's no evidence that it gets her here. Wait, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. Some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
So...
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. She mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments. I'm gonna take that to heart if I were. I know. Stuff is protein. It's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the chem lab has all kinds of health stuff, so she must have gotten this from the chem lab.
Just a second.
That's strange. Huh? What is?
Hey.
See what's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass. They must be parts of the window it broke.
Correct.
They aren't just scattered around the can, they're also underneath it. Why does that matter? I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it. What is this? This looks like some kind of wrapper. Oh, do you recognize it, Ina? Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. Thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura. Found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get to the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. Made sure nobody else could get their hands on it. You really like them that much? I wanted Sakura to get a chance at trying them for herself. That's why I gave it to her. Now, they've lost all their flavor. Peanut. Polka dot candy wrapper. Blood. There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red, and these are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? This must have originally been a bottle. Huh? There's something else in the front. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is how'd they get those figures inside the bottles?
So...
It's no different from your standard shipping bottle, huh? You know where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside? You've never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have.
In other words...
It's the Monokuma version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will. I feel like I'm starting to make sense of things little by little. A Monokuma bottle sitting on the shelf. Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass were probably started out of this bottle, which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass and the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. blood stain. This must be where it happened. The blood stain must have come from Sakura, but that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Sakura drew her last breath, sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head. Normally I wouldn't have any problem believing that's what killed her, but according, she had also vomited blood. And I can see trace of blood on her lips for sure. So what would have caused her to vomit blood? Specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Maybe getting her... Not a chance. Byakuya?
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting, don't you agree? Oh, I don't think I'd call it interesting. It does make me wonder. The reason Sakura absolutely has to be connected to why she died. Did Hina poison her?
What the heck?
You already know who did it. Couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure. Let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the record. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me she said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon, the Monokuma file said she'd die right around then. I'm telling you the truth. I heard it right from Sakura herself, and I tried to stop her, but she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. This is what happened. If I'd stopped her by force, even this never would have happened. Hina. It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. The fact that she had asked those three to meet with her and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon. Same time and place she ended up dying. It might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly.
However,
But for Sakura to have been killed... Yeah, she's not the type who wouldn't go down without a
It's
fight.
true.
She certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly, they would have needed to if they expected to stand a chance against her.
What?
What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out? Interesting. Then it's true. I did receive a note to that effect, yes, but what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go to see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Byakuya says he didn't see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks. This door's the only way. The door doesn't have a lock. There's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. There's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because this kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. There's no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with. The killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside. Okay, well, how do I leave then? What else can I look at? The clock. I don't know. It's around 1 o'clock right now. So roughly an hour ago. Was that when Kyoko and I were moving alter ego? The locker and the magazines. Oh, the locker's open. There on the inside. It's a handprint.
right.
It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and it left the
It's true.
Looks quite fresh too. I'd say someone was hiding in the locker and they left it alone. So then, maybe the killer hid in here. During all the confusion.
Wrong.
Fortunately, it's not. Oh, why not?
Hey.
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? And it was open. Oh yeah, and the locker was already open at that point.
Indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then, what does this handprint mean? Secret. I think there is a secret passage.
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your journal? Yeah, I think so for the most
So
part.
then,
Should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so
Listen to me.
if I have decided, you'll go in my place. She's decided she's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. She's right. I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. Need to hear what they have to say. I think it might have been Hiro. Okay, well, I don't want to... How do I leave then? Oh, I gotta hit R. That's what... Stupid. Those other 2 probably went back to their rooms. Kyoko, Taka, Kodo, Mondo, Byakuya, Sayaka, Junko, Toko. Press the doorbell. After a few seconds. Is it normal or is it Jill? It's normal. Huh? Who is there? The most negative order I've ever felt in order of total decay.
What do you want?
So you're back to normal.
Don't even say her was in such a...
She didn't look like
Hey,
she...
I was...
Obviously, annoying Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
What do you want? You said you wanted to talk to me about something. I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked me to meet with you. I don't know what you're talking about. Becky already told me she had asked me to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Pastor too? I just said two, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much the kid to tell me about it. I admit, I did get the note. Wait, Genocide Jill didn't do the murder, but perhaps Toko did. Because there was only blood on her face. Maybe Toko didn't see it. But I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. We need Jill's account, too. Chihiro, Celeste, Hina, Sakura, Leon, Hiro, Ifumi. I press the doorbell. After a few seconds...
You know?
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's bad because Sakura wanted to meet with you. How did you know about that? Oh, did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. Well, I don't know what it is. Oh, well, she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write me? Yeah, no, she gave it to me in person. She happened to mention the others, like, in passing. To be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went and met with Sakura? No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually,
last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office. I haven't seen her since then. Hold on here, can you show me the note she gave you? Oh, do I still have it? Let's see. He's feeling right at his pockets. Sorry, it looks like I don't have it anymore. Big goofy smile on his face. He pulled his hands back out of his pockets. When he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. Because the wind Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket. Sorry, there's a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash. Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked to meet with me, but I never went, so well, if you'll excuse me. It's too obvious for it to be Hiro, right? Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back in his room. Hiro said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. Okay, so I've heard. What next? On top of that, maybe I should find more about the protein. Sure must have come from the chem lab. Alright, the chem lab and the crime scene. Okay, so on the one hand, so far, there's always been some misdirection. Like in the first trial, everyone thought it was me, and then it wasn't. In the second trial, everyone thought it was... Who did we think it was? Everyone thought it was Genocide Jill, and it wasn't. And in the third trial, everyone thought it was Hiro, and it wasn't. So what if this time, we think it's Hiro, and it actually is, because we've been desensitized to it? This is definitely the sort of game to pull that kind of thing. But at the same time, it could also just be... Wait, Chem Lab's on the top floor. Where's the stairs are this way. Yeah, so I was going the right way. Wait. Yeah, stairs. What time is it? Alright, I still got time. We'll probably be able to cut the episode off when the trial starts. Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes sir, I understand. No, it really wasn't. This isn't my first time, but I just can't get over it. So we're going to take a closer look at it. So if the three shelves connected together make one giant shelf, more importantly right now, A, B, and C. What's that powder that's been spilled? Sparkling bottle. This is... Looks like a bottle. Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning checking inside. At that point, the room wasn't. And this powder must have been spilled. That's right. Could have only been around the time of the incident. If there believes what happened, it must be related to the case somehow. Let's see, what's on this shelf? There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. Protein drink, probably good. They're labeled with the letter A and a number, so I guess I can consider this part of the shelf. Huh? But wait, there's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. Can someone have put it here by accident? Okay, let's check shelf C. One look at I can't tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These look like poisons. Another problem. They're labeled with the letter C and a number. So on this shelf, it looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are. They're reagents. Put simply, they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss. Isn't that kind of harsh? What, you think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world? The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. Labeled with the letter B, so I guess I consider this part of the shelf. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. In which case, I don't have to worry too much about this shelf. coffee as reagents. Let's leave the chemicals. Section A. But what concerns me is that in Section A there's a bottle with a label from Section C. What was a bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on there. Is that it? What? What else is there? Oh, there's footprints. There are footprints, and they're only in front of the left shelf. How do those footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the format. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. Give me a piece of paper.
One.
Well, let's go. Chomp chomp. Okay. Good work. Not bad for you, I mean, for me. So when you look at it like this, interesting, it would appear that 4 of these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
These footprints must be Makoto. Are they yours? No! Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for yourself. I couldn't think of a reason not to. I see, your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints. Unfortunately, but with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. No, not that. And the powder itself. It's a bunch of yellow powder. Should probably take a good look. A bunch of yellow. It's also the remains of a broken bottle. So it looks like someone with footprints. Just on these positioning. Putting it back, yeah, the powder would have had to have been spilled. That's all we can tell for now. Maybe I should take another look around at the rec room. Alright. Rec room it is. I think that it's Hina, but I really hope that it isn't. Because if it isn't Hiro, then my suspicion lands on Hina. But I really hope that it isn't, because I didn't max out her friendship. Because she wouldn't let me talk to her.
Hey.
So Makoto has the investigation. I told you about what they'll go in here.
I see.
So I looked back, yeah, they're both cleaning. They're both good. Someone must be lying.
Anyway.
Well, I made some progress on my own. Sucker's body. Those 3 things have you'll do good. This must have originally been a bottle. In the glass, it's a Monokuma figure. Give that to Sakura. So I gave it to her, thought it might help her calm down a little. I think Yuko said holding the Monokuma panels. They're all different pieces. They're all different chess pieces. I don't know what that middle one is, but I can see the king, a pawn, a rook, and the one on the floor is the knight. There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Correlation, they're all chess pieces. Hey Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is? I don't mind guiding you towards clue, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusions so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. It's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer? I do trust you to a degree, otherwise I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree?
Hey.
Actually, there's one other thing. I'd like to do an experiment. You don't mind helping me, right? An experiment?
Anyway.
You gather up all the pieces. Try to get the... you shades.
That doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obvious. And that obnoxious Byakuya is not here, so... Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the glass. Dustpan, get to work. And just as I finished up... Sorry to keep you waiting. Is everything ready? Then let's get to work. So what kind of experiment are we doing? I got a scale from the chem lab. I'm going to use it to compare weights. Okay, the weights of what? The pieces of glass you collected in one of the Monokuma bottles. Why do you want to do that? That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done.
Listen.
The weight of 2 normal Monokuma bottles. It's balanced, which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same. Which makes sense. The Monokuma figurines are basically the same and nothing else can really affect the weight. That becomes the important part. All the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now what might be expected to see, well, the normal assumption would be either the balance out of the pieces I collected will be lighter. There's a chance I could have missed them. Let's give it a try. Huh? Broken pieces are heavier? How is that possible? It's not a Monokuma bottle. Just as I thought.
In
what?
other words.
Results of our experiment. Put it all together, and I believe you will arrive at one buried. So what do you think? It's all on you. What else did you say? The magazines? Clue. Huh? This magazine is upside down. Did someone put it that way on accident? Important for you to explore that in detail. Just think, yeah, you're right. Picked up the inverted, flipped through it. This is one of the pages near the start of the magazine. A word had been written in bold. And it said, Toko, could this be a dying message? And it would appear you found it. Kyoko, is this? It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. A dying message.
However,
Just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as a benefit, the benefit of others who may come looking. Hey, that's Miss Toko, right? Yeah, looks like it. Then she's the killer, right? Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet. It's settled. She's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer. I can see why you think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious. What else did she say? The blood splatter or the body? Let's look at the blood splatter. Alright, the body, I think she said. According to Kyoko, yeah, from Sakura's body.
just a second.
Staring off into space is gonna help you. Well, yeah, I know, but
Hey.
don't you think you might need to actually examine the body?
Whew.
There's no getting around it. Not like me, Kyoko didn't bother the thought that she's completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although there are still sometimes I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead
It's
body, I
true.
can't get used to it. It's totally normal. Then how can you?
So-
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry, never mind.
Hey.
More importantly, look here. Her shoes. You see that yellow powder on her instep? Yeah, it really stands out.
see.
Powder is clue number 1.
Hey,
Next is the wound to her head.
It's
Look
true.
carefully. It's incredibly difficult to spot.
it would
It
seem...
appeared that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. 2 blows?
Indeed.
Interesting, would you say? There's one more
Correct.
interesting thing. Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood
It's
on either
true.
one. So that's what I learned from examining her body. Her hands are spotless. If it were a dying message, I can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at the body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. Class trial.
Whoops! You caught me sleeping. Your investigation was, should I do it? Okay, then let's please go through the...
Alright guys, we're gonna call it here. It's already time, but the mystery of the locked room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, not whatever happens. I have to make something happen. Okay. We're gonna call it here. Sorry that I had to split this episode into 2 pieces. Something came up, something unexpected came up, but next episode we will start the class trial. Alright, goodbye guys. Goodbye, guys.